Okay, ali ku Kookie Promotions nkwaniriza nnyo najjo sizdo okubeera nga oli Love the Live nyongera okukubiriza, make sure you subscribe, notification zikone ko ziberenga zikola ki buli kimu kijja buterevu. MC Kiyege manyo okubeera nga nkutusako exclusivity when it comes to the entertainment arena. Era wendi wano ndino omusajja comedian, media personality Ronnie Mcvex. Nsanyusa okulaba sebo.
Nango kusanga tata.
Yes sebo.
Webale nnyo.
Bulungi nnyo. Olunaku olwaleero olunaku muzadde baby omupya Stress Clinic. Ng'omuntu comedian for abaddewo for the test of time, totera nnyo okulabika nti featuring ku shows. Obuliddewa and why this today?
Era n'omukulembeze w'eggwanga tagenda ku buli mukolo oluusi delegatinga. Gundi genda onkiikirire. Abeera ku mikolo emikulu. Iri emirala asindikayo bagundi RDC genda okikwasaganya ndi busy. Era I think kibadde very deliberate kubanga nze muntu akkiririza mu kintu nti njagala nnyo ekintu nga kiri kiriya, manjagala ekintu nga kiri era bwe kitandika obutabeera kiriya oyinza obutandaba nnyo
toyagala byonoonese
kitera kwagala bintu bikyafu bwentyo bwendi naye nambaddemu. Of course I've been quite busy with a few things. There's a lot of work that I've been working on, personal projects, of course events as well. Hibernation nacho chikulu. Even some animals take off time and they get into hibernation, but when they come out big. Stress Clinic is here, it's new. I'm very happy for the team abategese. Era we bantu ukirira ebibuzo byali bingi. Njo manyizo okunsitula nsoka kubuuza bingi ne bakama bange bennyini benkolera basooka okumpita nababuuza bingi waawo oluusi babagamba bakasajja kano jasikaina lugezigezi naye byetaagisa kuba njagala mbeere sure. So yantukirira omukulu Paul ne Davis the brother ne banyinyonnyola ne mbabuuza ate kino baŋŋamba naye mwana omaye tutandika butandisi ne ŋŋamba ti bw'oba otandika wetaaga otandike bulungi. Nze saagala tandika kintu just because owulira oyagala kikola oba osobola njagala okitandike nga olina ekigendererwa nti ntandise era ekibuuzo kyenasooka omubuuza ogenda kugatta ki ku industry eno nze gyenjagala ennyo kitegeera twagala kukola bwe tuti ate platform engamba byonna tubiwulidde naye njagala ombuulire what special new thing are you going to add. And he ticked the boxes, so I said okay, I will give a hand. I love supporting. Actually, most of the shows that I've started when I was here, I've always been there to support. Madrat and Chico, I was actually their very first host. Show Yabwe, Nseko at Laughters when we started. Alex Yatandika on his very first show. First two shows actually, as one of the performers. It is good to support. Salvador Yakolaman from Mbokolo. I was one of his script writers with Napoleon and Vince Musisi and Mendo. When Can See Me, I started, even Mendo himself, when he started doing separate things as teacher Mpamire, I'm one of the people who've been there to write when he called on me to write, help him, produce a very good product. So, jembulidde abantu bangi bazze babibuuza. Naye abasinga bategeera nti ninayo ebintu byange byembeera nkwasaganya ate nga bingi. So
bintu kyebyo oyinza okubalunda ku mata okama amata
ebyo nakula mirimu gyaffe era sobola kubyewala. Naye era of course I'm on radio, I've been doing TV shows, but there's a separate work I've been doing. I also do activism, sexual reproductive health and rights. I'm a cultural icon with Reach a Hand Uganda. So tubeeramu tuli busy, but also there was a new baby that started, the Salvador show. I'm one of the producers and co-hosts. So I think I get ku DSTV, so try to twetaaga ogiteekamu nnyo ku maanyi ne tukola ekyali kyetaagisa. But I'm also building on my own TV shows. Next year, 2 blockbuster TV shows. Wow. My personal work that is coming out. So nkola ebyange ntula abantu balira basagala nnyo. I don't really love being rowdy and telling people I'm going to be here. Just mpola mpola. Okay.
Basically, Ronnie, tugenda kulabika ntu detailing more of the comedy industry because you have been one of the pioneers when yinzo gamba abantu abaddewo, the faces of comedy that were brought in Ngazili Classic. There has been a rumor ba comedian temukwatagana. That's why we see series of events in Ezija from the times from the times what did Mabega, Stand Up Uganda, Crackers, Comedy Files, Laughters. Obuzibu buvuddewa mu shows zino.
Omanyi abana niwe even in our families abana babeera wakanga ba Luganda ddala, same dad same mom, naye otuukanga banjawulo omukko. Era olaba taata nga akugamba mutabanyi wange oyo yakwata mpola ali slow nainaga naye atono apakuka yayagala bintu bitambule so atolwa okuba nti ebiseera bisinga tubeera wamu ne tulowooza nti ffenna tulina ebiruubirirwa bye bimu nate tekibeera kituufu manyi Katonda yakola ky'amaanyi otukweka emitima kati gwe tosobola kumanya nti oli agenda kukola atya wano tuyinza okuba twogera kimu naye ye ng'alaba twogere kimu kubanga kye kimpisaawo nze nsobole okufuna kyenjagala naye nga bintu byanjawulo so eri gye twava ekisookera ddala Stand Up Uganda yajja and it did great to omanye okuyigiriza abantu ne bategeera stand up comedy kyeki then netufunayo shows endala Pablo Live very good show Effendis Crackers netandika yakola nnyo actually for so many years but I used to be at Crackers once in a while actually I think the very first time when nakola nabo twalikola Kings of Comedy Uganda so nibakola bye bakolaawo ngenda kuwulira ate bakyusizza by that time by the way nze nali ne Fun Factory because Fun Factory bali bakola sketch so nze nali nkola fillers for stand up because Pablo had left Fun Factory baitanga U-turn ku TV so they spotted me actually Mendo spotted me nanzijayo because nali twali twatandikawo group nga tuli bato nga bagiyita brainwash comedy abasinga tebagijjukira naffe mu biseera nga Crackers bavudde ku Effendis bagenze ku La Bonita fate twali ku Sabrina aho nno ndi mu first year ku university so ne bajja ne bandaba so Mendo took me to Fun Factory I grew from Fun Factory then Crackers ne banzija mu Fun Factory I would perform with them once in a while so ne tukula nnyo naye era mubeere eno mu kampu eno mugenda okuwulira nti eri kyatabuse ne tutandikawo ne show mu Cirque bali bagita Punked Bunch nga producer waffe bali bamuyita Abe Rafsanjani biseera ebyo ng'akola ku monitor nga tugikola once a month era mukyala wa Douglas Luwango oyo nga yatuga yali akola mu Cirque ebiseera ebyo nga yabeera link person waffe situkoze ebintu sebo this is like 2010 2011 I think we were four comedians waliwo guy bamuyita Conan Tumusime ayina obuntu bwakola ku gundi I think yali ku Urban so me Conan Ken Van Mook saawa zino ali mu Belgium actually yagenda kati walingawo guy bamuyita Omukebete then netujja tuleeta mu Smart ayocha netuleta mu Brighton Ark netuleta mu show yaffe once a month nenja kugamba nti sheyo yatuyigiriza what to do because we would plan for an entire month to perform in Silk. It was a big show. Yeah, tutuka rafu ndoza nafuluma muko agenda naffe ne tukola ebyaffe then Crackers tutuka ku Lafters nga bamazina bokufuna mu obutakanya waggulu kula Bonita abamu ne basigala Sebakijja nasigala abala ne bakirira ku Lafters ne Jonathan raso negenda maasawo ne ndisoka nembegattawawo Alex navaawo ate n'agamba nze nfunyemu obutakanya ngenze kutandika kyange naye era twasigala twogera kuba ne shows zenga bwe ngambe zasooka nze naliko I performed on those shows at Diners so embeera ebeerawo mu buli kaseera olwo comedian ava Kenya omita Chipukizi yava mu Churchill Eric Omondi yava mu Churchill Sleep yava mu Churchill MC Jesse Churchill naye Chipukizi yali wano yaŋŋamba blood febola batwalwana e Kenya twalwana nga tetwagalana nga Eric Omondi atuuka ekiseera n'ateekawo embeera kubanga naye kati akuze so these things happen everywhere in Nigeria basajja bafuna entalo ne balwana bayomba bibeerawo oli ayinza okuba ekimuyombya is because yakulakulanye kati akulabanga omuto bw'oyogerako eri omukulu that is disrespect oli ayinza obutafuna obutakanya kuba muto agamba tufuna ssente nteekamu nnyo naye ono ye yatwala ekinene lwaki ate nga nange enkola okitegeera ne mu music bibaddewo groups zibeerawo zivawo Jostede yali ne Kenzo nga bali mu big talent era n'atuuka ekiseera n'agenda akola kike wenazigaa naye era bakwatagana kuba buli George buli wabeera ne show Kenzo ajja Kenzo wabeera ne show George ajja nera abantu bakula ne bati so things happen disagreements happen but me one thing I believe in that even if you disagree at some point find time respect the fact that you have worked together before honor your starting point it's good buli omu ajja kutandikawo ebibye n'abasambi b'omupiira oli atandikira eno nga ye ttiimu yakulira mu academy ate ogenda kulira mu Champions League nga yagikuba goal kuba ttiimu eri yamugula it happens in life Greenwood yazambira Man U ebyabaawo right now yagenda he's doing so well if he meets them right now it could sting them big so but when the differences happen me I believe find time when the anger has calmed down nga temukyali kibulinga buli omu agamba sobola mukubira sobola kwogera naye yanzalawo atya ojja bikkakkanye nga mufunyemu ne okunywa oluusi kuba ebiseera ebyantu boogere ennyo nga bajja ku mutima mwogeremu tubikwasaganye mpola mpola. That is if you actually value friendship and working together. So okumuza nti church disagreements happen and they will always happen. They will always happen. But Monsanga ne Emma Napoleon, you can't really know that me and him get disagreements and we argue and we quarrel. Ina tudamane tukwatagana.
Ronnie Mac, aleka tuogere ku content production wa comedy in general. We tunulira series of production ba comedians betufukoze betufulumiza betuproducing like Uganda. Ojja kulabaka wabaddewo slight back. Yeah, nti qualities tezikyaliwo abantu bajja ne bawemula ku stage. Yeah, and that is the whole perception of how people take outside there. Nti comedy wa kuwemula. What's your take on that? Because I have not seen you being part of that.
I don't think being vulgar is what makes you funny. Guys, I will tell you. Amoto yo mulaba. Ngeyasazemu kuwemula sebo kijjamu enjawulo. Naye amoto ajja ku stage nakola ebintu bye ne tuseka. Nga tunyumize nze if there's one guy that has cracked me up and I was like what the hell is going on. Yali amoto oyo. And he was not being vulgar. Yali tunyumize emboozi ku stage. Nga we basooka okugenda ebweru nga aline ba Ronald Mayinja aline I think now he's an honorable Geoffrey Lutaya. Guy yatunyumiza emboozi but he was performing on stage. That was the most hilarious set I have ever witnessed. Crazy. I used to go on stage and I would crack about school and people would laugh. Again, Ogende Rwandans of Korako Kings of Comedy Kigali. People thought I was Rwandese because when I performing anga, I used to use the name Senjuva and he's my obi by the way. Nasoma naye. So people in Rwanda thought it's my name because they thought I was Rwandese. Salvador, when he cracks about school and life, he talks about a guy called Labeja. You know? Emma Napoleon, I think, also uses some name, some hard name. Daniel Omara does the same. Nzendo was a chintu chino. First of all, blaming. We took it lightly. We were not particular on what we want in comedy. And that's why I say we diverted from where we started. If you watch comedy across the world, some people use, F words, people use cussing words. Naitu chisusa. Nayo manyi obuzibu bwe buli ababeera mu shows ezo nga baseka gwe ngoyogedde ebyekisiru bwe babeera ku end of year party tebakuyita bagamba temumuyita agenda tuwemula kati nze bwe nabuukira ne ngamba first of all I think it also goes back to wakulira me. If my parents watched me do that, it would be a disgrace, it would be a great disappointment because they know me for it. They've groomed me to be a very different person. So chanyamba nyo, I don't go that direction. But does that mean that you don't become funny? No, it's different. It's different. Napoleon, I always refer to him. Very good guy. Mendo, Richard Tuanje. These guys do stand up. Different. Salvador, by the way, surprisingly, is one guy who will tell you, man, I don't know vulgar. Salvador, but I tell you now, so about 6 years ago, boy turned his game around. He goes to, last night he was performing at Basket Mouth show in Nigeria. Killer, completely different. Basket Mouth ya jawano. Ila yatugamba sorry yatugamba yomuyaye nga atandise okuwemula. Fena wano tetuvao. Guy had a set, nothing, clean comedy. So first of all, abantu balina okumanya being vulgar is not what is funny. Ate chikulemesa na sente entuufu. Me, I've been to spaces, to different companies, big time companies. When wakubira simu n'omugamba mwana ndi book kinaye kankufunira omuyayo n'agamba oyo tomumpa ajja tuwemula oyo muleke. Yet those are the guys who actually pay real money. Stage take what cent. Stage sells you. You keep in the people's eye. People appreciate you. Bwe babeera n'emikolo egy'amaanyi bwe bakuyitira ne bagamba ono omuyaye yakikuba ajje. Bwe bakuyita ng'okuba bbiiru ng'okola kikyo. Naye olw'okuba nti ebintu tubitwalidde awo, I think because we've not had a strong hand. By the way, it is one of the reasons why we set up TUCA, the Uganda Comedians Association. Because our president, who is Bujingo Hannington, is very particular on discipline. By the way, Chonochochiragandi told you disciplined. If you can afford to come on stage of you are very indisciplined in your speech, in your diction, in your choice of words. You're not disciplined. So, we must agree and say, Omanyi, you can joke about anything. Anything. It can work out. I will tell you. it will have joked about my wife giving birth. But it was, you see, immediately Obongo was mukazi nga azala, but it was a different story. You know, it was about how I took my wife to hospital. And me, I used that experience as DNA. Because they told me, nti bw'abali mu bulumi bw'amaanyi wuliriza nnyo kubayinza okwogera erinnya bw'oba si gwe taata w'omwana jakulira amannya ag'enjawulo awo okitegeera. So it's different things. Naye olw'okuba munaye abantu balina emitwe minene oli balina ekibuli ze tonjogera ku gwe nkola byange gwekola bibi ebitawemula nze kampemule. But if collectively we had a standard and we said, if you do this nonsense, these are the repercussions. And I think Paul put it clear when I first met him. He told me, before any performer comes on stage, first of all, show is Wednesday. I think tomorrow they're meeting all performers. There are guidelines. It's exactly how it is done on Churchill in Kenya. Show is on Wednesday. Tuesday all performers meet. Actually, bo or to each material. Never kugamba tojja kola weekend owumula katufuna omulala. It is that strict, and that's why you get a good product.
I think that is where we went wrong. Abantu okubeera nga they were presenting a material wabo okusookera ddala. Zino comedy shares baddewo. Do you think abantu badde bateekayo work on before the actual show?
Nina shows ezemmanyi that I have been a part of. Fun Factory ogiraba. Buli skit gye bakola. If you go backstage babeera ne chatting nga kweri. Their show is on Thursday. I think Monday is when they don't meet. They meet Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. Come up with stories, go through the stories, develop the stories, and then they cast. No yajja okukola bulungi wano tulina mu story y'omwana nti abaana babiri nti Richard ne Akansime be bajja okuzanya nti ani taata zizinga ajja okubeera taata okitegeera. They take time. When Kansime did her show, I Am Kansime, she had a full team of people who were writing. Ne bawandiika for her show, whatever she was doing. When Salvador did Man from Ombokolo, we built content with and for him, and it was not here. We even went to Ginger for a retreat for a whole weekend. Me, Mendo, because he was supposed to do an act as me, Mendo, Emma Napoleon, and then we were with Vince Musisi. Twagende Ginger for 2 days, brainstorming and tufuna chats. Nga buli story tugamba tujja kola okay enekola tujizimbe bwe tuti nga tuwandiika. When Salvador was on that set, he already knew everything is going to put together. Abantu kye batamanyi kyo vola bagamba nti okutambula kulaba okudda kunyumya. Mubeera mu show. Trevor Noah wabeera when he's performing. All you see is him perform. He even has a teleprompter. He even has a talkback. Era producer amugamba next ngalaba ku teleprompter kati asoma line emu n'amanya nti kati nzira ku joke eno n'azimba. It's preparation. I have shows here that I've seen where people do it. Naye ate shows zino eza bulijjo, all they do is ojja kusookayo ojja ono yajja kiwunzika then tuyita abayimbi. But you don't know what these guys are going to say. I have had somebody call me. There's a doctor, he's called Dr. Neighbors. Yankubira call munangamba njagala enamba y'omuntu ono yabadde ku stage n'ajerega abantu abalina obulemu. We would have no problem. Naye engeri yakyogeddemu kyabadde kibi nnyo n'agamba if they don't apologize, I am taking them to court. Era n'omuvubuka ne mmoja muganda wange kola video kuba kitabuse gubayogedde tuve twademya kuba lwali oli ku stage ufuula mbuyu. So ebintu ebimu ng'ebyo we need to be sensitive. Naye ate abantu bafe abamu abali mu industry tebakitegeera bo bamanyi nti kwe kujja kwogera abantu ne baseka n'okivaako.
It has brought birth to a new system nti olunaku olwalaba comedian sharing jokes is becoming something that normal. Joke n'ogisanga ebwayise n'ogisanga ekawempe n'ogisanga egundi. What went wrong?
It goes back kiri kye nakugamba nti weetaaga okuteekamu obudde. Pablo yankubidde essimu n'angamba on the 7th of December he has a show. Naye yansabye, I want you to perform, but there's one thing I want you to do for me. There's that joke that you did some time back about dance being scientific. Yaŋŋamba omuntu ne bw'agiwuliriza emirundi emeka, nobody can go and do that joke. Pablo has a joke about NGOs where he says he dated yes. Yeah. You cannot kill it the way he does. He mastered it. Daniel O'Mara has jokes about Olara Otunu and how ajja kwogera oluzungu lungi naye nga tegeeza kantu katono. It's only him who can kill it. Why? They have put in time. They have developed a craft, which is what every performer is supposed to do. Take a more budde, zimbe ekintu kyonga kicho, ng'oli ne bwayagala atya. But you see, because we're too casual, because it's too simple, because chovola abantu bagamba nga ffe tuli balugezigezi mwogera oluzungu lungi, but ate kati tukole tutya tuli bayivu. I mean, it's very basic. It's very simple. What do you want me to do? You want me to lay low because I want to be on the same level with you? It doesn't work like that. So there are things that abantu balina okumanya nti if you're in this industry, what distinguishes you, what sets you apart is how unique you are. And it has to be in your act. It has to come from some people. I've had people over time say, omanyi ba MCs bameka betulina mu ggwanga lino naye abantu abasinga bagamba how you Mitch. But Mitch comes and does it. But do you know why? It's because Mitch is unique in he knows what to say when and how. Basic. There's a new breed of guys that have come up. I appreciate them. They put in a lot of time. The likes of Okelo, the likes of Hillary. I think Dr. Hillary.
Yes.
Those boys. I saw them start, and I must say I am so proud of those guys. They're doing so well. So, chintu changu nyo. Take a more budde, zimbe chintu cho. And people will appreciate. But in the audience, people appreciate. Fetwaberanga ali mu kurakazi nga abaye bayinza okubeera ku stage bakapale nga abantu bayomba boogera boogera ne mu show naye no Mara states on stage kuba yakizimba nti nze ndi wa wano bw'oba oyagala kuseka nga ndi ku stage sirika wuliriza seka we kyetaagisiza and he said it and that's him era abantu bagamba oluzungu leero nga tazze twagala okuliramu ku luzungu
nosanga audience ngesiri
nga buli wayimira ku stage n'agamba guys don't be scared. It's I'm a Ugandan like you. People laugh naye nga yaba preparing nti bwento bwentambuza ekintu kyange.
Yes.
And it has to be with every comedian. You cannot use the same style. Omara ayinza okuba one liner abantu muba muli waka yenkeera ne ng'ojjukira kyeyogedde n'olyoka oseka kyokka nga mu audience tewasese n'okijjukira nkeera and that's comedy. That's comedy. There are people I know if they came to this country to perform, but Trevor Noah, no, people like, I see fans, people like Trevor Noah, but Trevor Noah could say things and people won't laugh. But it's crazy funny. So our comedians must know. Zimbe chintu chonga chiri unique, chechijo kutunda. It's that simple.
One more last thing tugenda maliriza waliwo saying gamba more attaching the comedy industry to music. A comedian can't perform without omuyimbi. Kino mugenda kikola mutya?
A comedian can actually perform without a muyimbi.
Due to the fact that muyingira na music, comedies are surrounded on music.
It's everywhere. It's done everywhere. I don't think you know, music does something unique. It's like a pump. It gives you the pump. There's a way you know, chikusitula muko naye kimu mu bintu ebyali byannemesa okujja ku stage byebyo. Bongamba nti okola comedy show. If you really tell me it's a comedy show, it's okay to have music. Kubeera ndabya abayimbi nga bakola shows zaabwe. Ne bayita ba Madrata ne chiko ne ba performing. I have seen them. Kitegeera. Madrata nchiko bakola show yaabwe nga balina abayimbi ba mikwano gyabwe. And by the way, please understand, I am not against music. Njagala okwemu akafaananyi. Singa omuyimbi asetize naga tugenda lugogo. Ne mulaba posta ye nagamba nti nja kuwerekeddwako nja kuba mperekeddwako abayimbi abalala babiri ne ba comedian 7. Tuba tukyali mu musical show. Ebifuuse comedy show. So it's okay. Have your musicians. But if it's a comedy show, it's comedy first, music later. Music is an addition. Era they will give us the flavor. Abayimba ajja kujja bayimbe Fun Factory bwera bwatandikanga show yabwe nga Kenneth Mugabi asookawo n'akuba. And people would appreciate. I will tell you by the way, abantu abasinga okutegeera Kenneth Mugabi twali tuva ku Fun Factory. Tetugenda kulwana n'abayimbe. That's a fact. And don't even think about it. Because we're all in the entertainment industry. But if it's a comedy show, let comedy be the lead. Let an artist be an addition spice. That is it. Don't fight them. but understand how it must work. Nenze ebintu ebimwe byali byangoba ku show oli yakikozesa because they're doing business okitegeera so takikola mu bulungi bwe comedy yakikola mu bulungi bwe business afune nti tulina comedy show nti kati kanteekemu abayimbi bangi ogenda kulaba abayimbi baabo bajjudde. For example, look at the Stress Clinic lineup. First of all, Stress Clinic is not a comedy show. It's a variety show. Bintu bingi. Ate nkiro ojja kujjanga tulina ba magician, abakumazisama, abali omuliro. Okitegeera abamira ebiso nga batandise. So, bo bakitaddeko, how many artists do we have? About 3 big major artists, and then about 5 comedians or 7 comedy outfits, and then mujakubamu there's a DJ, and then I mean it works. But if it's a comedy show, let it be a comedy show. Basket Mouth does a comedy show and he has one artist who is Kid or Davido or Burna Boy, and he's done, and the rest are all comedians. AY takes shows to London. He's a Nigerian guy. Nemutuuka yo nga talina na muyimbi nga yakutte ba comedians be Nigeria bonna n'abatwala UK.
Okay, what means there is a room for even us the spoken word poets to come in future?
I actually would love that because twaina soku, what's this place above La Bonita?
La Bonita.
Rock. When
yes.
Rock had revived comedy in the city, wajanga waba poem. There's a guy I love so much. He's really good. He's called.
We have Mitch. There is Mitch. There is.
No. He's called something. The poet. I forget his name. He's called
Louis, the poet?
No, I know Louis. I've seen Louis. But then again, there's this girl also. She calls herself the Soet.
Yes.
You know, that's a unique art. That's a unique art.
Yeah.
Imagine on someone's wedding, she put a piece together and performed it and said, "This is my message from him to you." It's beautiful. Nero akuba abantu abamu ebintu ebiri unique tetwagala kubyangwira, but if we are very critical, these things matter. So yeah, spoken word, poetry. I think the guy is called Ark the Poet or something. I've seen him work with big companies.
Yeah.
He's really doing well, and I would love to have a show start like that.
Okay.
By the way, I've ever done a comedy set, but it was a poem at National Theatre. Yes. But the end is the story. The gist was in how I was tweaking it, and I told them when my teacher told me to do a poem, and I did a poem because I grew up from a family that does, animal husbandry, animal rearing. So I woke up and I said, "This was a beautiful morning." She looked at me gracefully, and I knew it was my first time to enjoy her. Of course, in people's minds, they said, "What?" And I told them, right behind her, I took my position and I touched her breasts. They said, "What?" And guess what? The white stuff came out splashing on me. That was the first time I milked a cow. And you understand?
Yes.
So it is how, and I was like, see, a comedian, you have to be, it is you who thinks for the audience follows you, you take lead. That's why they laugh. Always we talk about it's ordinary things, but it's how you say them.
Yeah.
So you must be in the position of being in command, take lead. But if you take us into a command of being vulgar, it's not going to work out.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ronnie Mcvex. Ladies and gentlemen, tubadde wano olunaku olwaleero ku Wooma Showgrounds nga relaunching Stress Clinic, and that is ready for you. He puts on enkofiira yambala nyingi, producer kakati nkitegedde leero, ate comedian, media personality, Kookie Promotions to the world, MC Chiyege mannya tujja kuddamu next time for any update. For now, mubeere bulungi, mwerabirire.